r/AskReddit. What is a company that you would advise people not to buy products from and why? Fashion Nova. They have been known to take your money and not send the product you ordered. They will do deals and email you back saying that item is not in stock. When you ask for a refund, they will give you store credit instead. Here is Australia. I'm pissed about grilled. I used to love grilled burgers. Won't eat there anymore. They are complete dunce to staff and franchisees. I knew something was up a couple of years ago. My daughter, whilst at uni, got a casual job there. They insisted on signing her up to a traineeship for a certain something or other. She already had it. Oh, they said let's do the next level up. She wasn't interested. She's already studying, but it was condition of employment. Every single employee was a trainee of some sort, so they could then pay trainee rates to all staff. She had 3 trainee managers in 8 weeks and the turnover was huge because people got hired then pushed down to a trainee rate at $5.06 below normal rate. Recently, along with other restaurants who are underpaying staff being caught, they've been caught doing even worse to the very people who brought franchises. What a surprise. Dodgy grilled. Weaver Leather. They make horse gear and arborist supplies. They also threaten to sue mom and pop competitors out of business if they continue to produce their products. They are currently trying to sue Richard Mumford and Climbing Innovations over patent infringement when Richard was granted the patent and they weren't. Piece of crap company and their gear is not durable at all. Epson. I have never felt such hatred for an inanimate object as I have for Epson's printers. For years I had Epson printers and they infuriated me. I finally spent more upfront for a Brother laser printer and it has been smooth sailing since. I was able to get a 2-pack of toner for cheap and it's been years since I have had to worry about running out of ink. Hart's Ultra Guard. It's a flea oil for cats and dogs. I bought some at the pet store when my cat got a flea infestation years ago. Immediately upon opening, the scent burned my eyes. I put it on anyways and kept an eye on her. She started acting lethargic and eyes watering. I ended up reading some negative reviews online where people's pets died from this shit. I immediately pulled the plug and gave my cat an aggressive bath. Stuff wasn't on her more than 20-25 minutes but I still kept an eye on her the rest of the night. After washing out with an hour-long bath and good comb through with Dawn dish soap, she was much better and I ended up going with a different brand I bought online called Cheriston. After a bit more research and some less than fruitful attempts with baths and flea bombs, vowed never to buy Hart's again and to warn anyone about it I could. Hart's pet products literally can and will injure and kill your pets. Not many of you might need a water heater anytime soon but absolutely do not call affordable water heaters and plumbing in Southern California. These guys are grade A crooks. A guy came over last Friday to check the leaking water heater at my parents' place. Was told right away that it needed to be replaced and was quoted $3.20 K. After telling them no thanks they further lowered their estimate to $1.90 K and $1.40 K. When I told them I'll just pay the $99 service call fee, they took my credit card and guess what? The ducking criminals charged me $1.40 K instead of $99 by mistake. LMAO. Had my bank charge back them of course but the whole experience was a real eye-opener. Loot Crate. Go to the Loot Crate subreddit. Company is in chapter 11. They can't ship their items to customers. I signed up for a subscription in May. I received my May package in September. And then nothing. That's a grand total of 1 package I've received from them. I wish I had researched before signing up. People can't even get their refunds half the time. And even people who have successfully cancelled are still getting packages. Absolute nightmare of a company. Edit. Sub. r/Loot Crate. Adobe. Shit has gone downhill. Not the products themselves, but the distribution and customer service is ducking horrendous. Mr. Tire. An auto repair chain. Not sure how far their reach is in the USA. They legit stole my car. I went in to have a fuel line repaired. They quoted me almost $2,000 for something that basically needs a band-aid. I said I'd take my business elsewhere. They told me my car was no longer road legal and they'd call the police if I drove it out of the parking lot. I was 16 and confused, so I left it with orders that no work be done on it. Later that day, me and my dad went and stole it back from their back gravel lot. They'd even managed to figure out the power window on the driver's side didn't roll back up and had duct taped a trash bag over it. All you had to do was press the button a certain way. My distrust in mechanics nowadays is the only one stronger than my distrust in dentists. Nestle, one of the most evil companies in the world. So goddamn hard to avoid all their affiliated products though. Hard to even remember them all. This is way too far down. For starters, they install huge ass pumps in Africa that deprive the groundwater for miles in every direction from the local villages that need that water to survive, and then resell them the same water they use to get out of their wells in the village. Wish. It's pretty obvious why. They sell products for very low prices, which means very low quality. Any MLM. Pyramid schemes suck. Examples: Avon, Mary Kay, doTERRA, etc. MLMs prey on the weak-minded and rob people blind. I would never support them by buying their products. Most are grossly overpriced anyways. Herbalife is the annoying weed in my area. Same with Ebon. I know way too many people who are selling those products. Sadly, True Nutrition. They have a great custom protein app and I had done business with them without any problems for over a year. I don't know why they've suddenly decided to stop being a reputable company and start robbing people, but 2 of my last 3 shipments from them never arrived. I gave them a break the first time, even when I requested a refund for the creatine I'd ordered and never got it. This time, I'm done. Enjoy my $50. A-holes. Hope it was worth losing my business forever. Spectrum. Terrible customer service and a constantly rising bill. Insert name of every major cable company. Terrible customer service and a constantly rising bill. I'm currently at war with Cox. UGG. UGG is a generic term in Australia, much like t-shirt. They've been produced by small businesses in Australia for decades, but some jerk copyrighted the name in the US and it was later bought by Deckers. Now Deckers sues any Australian maker of Uggs who sells them outside Australia and have a whole campaign pretending they invented them. They even have the audacity to claim other makers of Uggs are selling counterfeit product. Eddie Bauer. My dad had his identity stolen in the late 90s and the person racked up over $1,000 in debt with Eddie Bauer. They also racked up several much more debt and the companies could either go after the guy or just write off the debt. Eddie Bauer was made aware of the situation and decided to not go after the perp. Instead of writing off the debt, Eddie Bauer would occasionally call and harass my dad about the debt. They had called on the day of my dad's funeral in 2003. I could never forgive a company for harassing a victim and for the heartache they caused my mom. Avid. I use Pro Tools every day for work. Duck Avid. They are industry standard and are therefore able to get away with prohibitive prices, compatibility wackery, and horrendous customer service. When it comes to audio, avoid it if you can help it. For your information, I recently found an app called Boycott where you can select causes you believe in and the app has a growing database of companies that are for or against those causes. You scan the barcode of products and it'll tell you who sells that product and if they are for, against or NA about the causes you support. They even have references for why a company is on the naughty list and what they would expect that company to do before they can get off the naughty list, with contact information and reference info. I'd recommend checking it out if you're interested in boycotting the companies people are listing off. A lot of them are on the app. Thanks poster below. The app is called Boycott. Nestle. When California was in a drought, they were running out of water, so they created those little tiny dinky bottles so they could continue making profits. Really set a bad taste in my mouth. American Airlines. Horrific customer service. Frequently lost bags. Last time they actually stole things out of my bag and apparently that's common with them. So I'm getting that all airlines can screw guy. Just gonna take the train to Europe from DC. Swim across the Atlantic Ocean. DoorDash. Their incredibly scummy pay model was very unfair to their drivers. Wayfarer. Ordered a greenhouse kit. It arrived late, and they tried to claim twice that it had been delivered when it wasn't. Well, it arrives. They unpack it. I open it up and find that most of the glass is broken. I call them. They say they'll bring replacements. 2 weeks later, I get my new greenhouse kit. This one not only has broken glass, but it's missing a bunch of pieces. So we try again. This time it takes them 3 weeks. And what they delivered was also broken and missing pieces. I finally call them and say, look, you guys, I'm done. Give me my damn money back. I can't keep buying broken shit. They then tell me that I'm past the deadline for getting a refund. I literally never got a functional greenhouse kit. I contacted the state of Maine to file a formal complaint and was informed that I was but one of many and that at least I wasn't one of those poor suckers who got a new mattress crawling with bed bugs. Look it up. It's a huge issue with Wayfarer. Too long didn't read. Wayfarer can suck my shriveled old raisins. Some local car dealerships think that hollering at you in their ads will make you rush over and buy a car or truck. I will never buy from a company who has an irritating commercial. Don't holler at me. Nobody likes that. I once told my brother to put back a product in the store and get the other brand. He asked why. I told him I couldn't stand their obnoxious commercial. A lady in the aisle with us just laughed. She knew exactly what I meant. If your company has to shout and jump up the volume on my TV, then I will mute you and make a note to never buy that product. Nobody likes being hollered at. Acme Dynamite. Fails always. Edit. Thank you for the silver. I've nothing more to achieve in life. Kylie Jenner. Not a company, but really, don't give her your money. Blue Buffalo Pet Food. They have frequent recalls. Multiple independent research labs have proved their grain-free food showed traces of grain, or chicken-free food had chicken. They spend more money on marketing than they do towards properly making food. It's sad. General Electric. I have a washing machine that has eaten clothes alive from the first wash. When GE came out to fix it, I was told there is no fix and that I should absolutely buy the extended warranty, since it will eventually need it. I should have learned my lesson here. However, my most recent mistake was purchasing a GE dishwasher. I have to use quotes because it is a washer in name only. It runs for hours and when finished, presents the very same dirty dishes you originally put into it. Oftentimes, it doesn't even completely dissolve the soap pod. It is a placeholder for a real dishwasher. Its only use is storing dirty dishes to be washed later. Young Living. They are basically a cult, and they are an MLM. EA Games. The microtransactions cost more than the games themselves. EA is a cancer upon the gaming industry and should be shunned, and not just for their microtransactions, but also their habit of purchasing smaller game studios, bleeding them dry, then forcing them to make unnecessary changes and cuts to beloved franchises, all so that they can shut them down after having gutted them. Duck EA, and duck all they stand for. Speaking broadly, any brand that's more than about 20 years old, especially if they are no longer owned by the same company. Brands like Craftsman, Pyrex, and Doc Martens were great when they were starting out, privately owned, and had to be good in order to earn a place in the market. Once they get bought by a bigger company because they have a strong brand, changes get made, quality drops, and you wind up with bad products. I'll also add that any product sold through multi-level marketing is going to be overpriced and or poor quality, at best. These companies will have one or two good products, used to generate buzz, and which are often sold out and unavailable, and the rest is hot garbage. For people with UK mobile phones. 3. Horrible customer service. Stupid advertising campaigns, and they put their bloatware unremovable on your device if you use their SIM, even if you bought it from someone else and then change provider again. If you want the cheap pay-as-you-go rates, use O2 instead. Also HP, Hewlett-Packard. I bought a laptop. The odd didn't work, so I sent it to be repaired. They kept it for over a week, then said they were gonna send me a new one and keep that one for testing. Then they sent back the old one with a quality check certificate and the odd still didn't work. I personally won't deal with MSI either because they didn't respond to either of my queries I sent to customer service, but I am sure they will be fine if you buy them through a reputable retailer. I'm going with NAPA Auto Parts. I used to be an employee of a NAPA back in the early 2000s. Every part you see and product you pick up will have a NAPA logo on it, and it'll be the same quart of oil, same bulb or same fuse as you get anywhere else. Their markup over cost is astronomical. An oil filter would cost the store maybe 75 cents and we would sell them for about $8 to $10 bucks. We had specific guidelines on how to deny customer warranties rather than help them. We never really honored any warranty. Batteries were never new. They were eject batteries from Decca Battery Company and only carried a 1-year warranty. And we found ways to make people pay the full price for a battery under a pro-rated warranty. Chassis parts were so inferior in quality it was insane. All parts used to come in bulk and sometimes we at the stores were putting the NAPA stickers on them even over competitors' logos. We were paid so poorly it was worse than Walmart. Oh, and never use their brakes. They were some Taiwanese brand and not Department of Transportation certified. And if you think buying the premium brakes are any better, they're not. They are all exactly the same. Brake rotors too. SiriusXM. Don't even go for the free trial. They will keep calling and sending mail to get you to renew your subscription. Any pyramid scheme project or company. Duck you Herbalife. Not really products but autism speaks as a hate group. Doc Martens, yeah, they're cool and all, but the soles wear through so quick and the last pair I got the sole cracked totally in half on my first wear and I couldn't get a refund or anything, so not worth the price. Get some better quality shoes. Literally do not buy anything from any MLM ever. LuLaRoe, doTERRA, Young Living, Moonit, 31, Amway, Arbonne, Avon, Cutco, Herbalife, It Works, Mary Kay, Sensi, Thrive, Unique, and many more. If it wasn't bad enough that MLMs are only a breath away from being an illegal pyramid scheme, most of the products they sell are super low quality and some are even dangerous. Just do yourself a favor and avoid MLMs like the plague, and if you're in one, get out before you lose all your money and friends. Petco, PetSmart and other chain pet stores. They acquire their reptiles from mills and men who don't get the proper husbandry they need while at the store. Initech. They do not treat their employees very well. Wish. 99% of their reviews aren't real. Their products are trash. Plus the shipping takes months. Non-name brand Chinese electronics. These things are dirt cheap. Like 1/5 the price of regular stuff. Every few years I am dumb enough to try 2 different kettles. One literally smoked the second I plugged it in. The second had all the water taste like metal non-stop. Power bank. Advertised 20,000 mAh. Charge my phone about 50% per full use. Took 4 hours to charge. USB. Advertised 4 GB. Was 1 GB. Microwave. Got soup lukewarm after 5 minutes. Let's never forget that Starbucks made 9/11 first responders pay hundreds for water during the response. I've literally never had a good experience at Subway in the last 10 years. I've given up entirely. Bro, you made it to the end? You're a ducking beast. I'll cut you a deal. Smash like and subscribe for more curated content. It's free and that's a great price.